Mayor. Right here, coming up to you, Mayor, in 5, 4, 3, 2. That's right. Tag a friend and bring him in. Tag a friend and bring him in. Those are the favorite words of our sister Felicia Hampton, always trying to promote and uplift the radio show. Good morning, St. Louis. You're listening to the Freeman Bosley Jr. Show on KTZ 1600 AM. I'm joined with my trusty sidekick.
What's up,
None other than Anthony Shaheed. How's my man?
Oh, man, I feel black-tastic and black-magnificent and black-terrific. So, Bert, I don't feel like arguing. Talk black to me. Don't talk back to me. Assalamu alaikum.
We got Sister Felicia is here, but she's on assignment out in the hall trying to track down some sources on a very, very important event. We also have none other than the real deal. Go ahead.
The legendary,
legendary,
live,
yes, sir.
in person, on stage. Kevin Kev in the house.
In the house, Kevin Kev. What's going on, my brother? Yeah, and back up with all of the law that we would need to know is Attorney Daniel Brown. Always, he's a lawyer, but he likes to dabble in and stuff like this. His hobby with music and entertainment, and we fool around and sucked him on into the show.
But
so
he
now he's back in the back now producing. He's helping to produce the
but
show.
He done took us to another level, man.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And remember, we did say that we were going to get us a telephone so that you all can interact like we used to. Danny Brown is working on it. A couple other people are working on it, and it should be resolved within the next couple weeks. So just hang in there, stick with us, tag a friend,
and bring him in.
But
man, I want to say something too, because we're honored today. So I can't play like I don't see us sitting here, and somebody that you know very well, and I do too, and we respect. With the highest respect, and that's Lieutenant Cheryl Orange. I'm just honored today.
SLPD?
Yeah, in the house.
In the house?
Live in person. Look at how she's smiling, man.
Yeah. This is the real deal.
Good morning, my sister.
She is
Good
the police.
morning, my brothers.
Yeah.
It's a pleasure to be here with you guys.
We've been dying to get you in here, and we respect you so highly. And I tell people all the time, and I just want to say it's correct. We don't have a problem with police officers. We have a problem with bad police. Mm-hmm. And if you're bad, we're gonna get you. I'm telling you. You can say, "Are you threatening me?" Whichever way you want to take it. Yeah.
And just know that there are police officers that feel the exact same way you two brothers does. Okay. We're about it as well. Yes. We deal with good officers. That's who we are. Yes, we don't want the bad ones. If they bad, get out our face, get out our town, get out our police department, because we represent our community. The community has put their trust in us, and we wanted to make sure that we do what the community expects us to do.
And we're going to find it. We're going to expose it.
We're going to tell it. It's been a rough week, though, Mayor.
Yeah, it has been.
This has been a week of mourning.
Tragic.
Yeah, this has been a week of mourning.
A tragic week. Starting off, we had the little girl Leah Carter caught up in the storm over the weekend.
Very tragic.
About 1:30 in the morning, she was with her family. The car got into the storm drain, turned over on its side. I guess she was in an effort to get out. She got out of the car and was swept away down that drain.
That's deep.
That is just,
that hurt.
That's just
sad.
terrible.
Just
to even
sad.
think about it, and then to think about what happened to her at 12 years old.
Yes.
She's just a young life just gone just that quick. And maybe we'll have a little something from Felicia a little later to kind of.
But our heart goes out, and we want to give our condolences on behalf of 1600. Hallelujah, 16. We want to give our
mama. Her parents, it's just heartbreaking. And can you imagine? They probably just can't even believe it. They they have been laid low.
Yes, sir.
You hear what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
And every night, every morning, every waking hour, they're spending grappling with why, how, and whatever. Just going over that whole thing over and over again.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And we lost a giant. One of my very good friends.
Yes.
This lady was a Pistols. You mentioned her name along with Pearlie Evans and Paula Carter.
Yes. You're talking about
Ida Goodwin Woolfolk.
These
are giants. These are women whose names you can mention in one breath.
Yes.
And you can't say that about a lot of the rest of them. But these ladies were something else. Betty Thompson, I can remember when I was 14 years old, my first job down at Pruitt, Idaho.
Yeah, that's yeah.
My first job, I was working at the Jefferson and Cass Health Center. I was the maintenance man, cleaning up, pulling weeds, cutting the grass, doing everything that I could do. And she was right over across the street over there at Pruitt, Idaho, giving jobs.
She's the one made it happen.
Made it happen. That's when you had the Model City program with everybody. I'm not gonna say everybody, but thousands of kids during the summer could get a check and knew what a check looked like. Yeah. And the minute we got it, we gonna go get that money and go lay stuff up for school, get ready for school. Coats, shoes, shirts, jerseys, whatever we could get. We got that with that Model City money.
Ain't that something, man?
Model City money. Yes.
Right. And she just, she loved young people. That was the main thing she loved. She loved people, but she loved young people, and she wanted to give them their first opportunity to work, and she did that. But you mentioned Pruitt, Idaho, and I think about Miss Ollie Stewart was telling me about the situation when she was there one night, all night long, working because the pipes had froze. And all night long, she was sliding down steps, making sure people get in and out and bringing them everything that they thought they needed, and she wouldn't leave there. Yeah. And that, that was the type of person she was. That's the type of person that, she went beyond the call of duty, and anything that was happening in the community, you named it, she was going to be a part of it.
I wanted to get Ollie on the air, but I know she's distraught. She don't want to talk, but I have fond memories of her. I can remember we were all up in Chicago at the National Democratic Convention. It was Ollie Stewart, Pearlie Evans,
you coming hard,
Paula Carter, and Betty Thompson, walking on
the fearless force
in the Windy City. They wasn't no joke. You hear me?
They traveled together.
Individually, they could deal with you, but all four of them all together, man. Move. Get out the way. Move. Get out the way, because they're coming, man. That was just a beautiful thing. But I mean, I think about Betty when I was 14 years old, man. I can see her now in that building right across the street on Cass and Jefferson, standing up, barking out orders, telling people where to go. Boy, you belong over here and get on over there and do this and do that. And then they bring us bring us lunch. And I mean, that was a great program, but Betty Thompson was in charge of all of it. She was handling it from right down there, headquarters.
Yeah. I mean, she came in and she took care of the business, and I'm hurt too, and I know all of us are hurt, but she was more like a mother to all of us.
She was,
and it feels like we've lost, and we lost a giant, and she can't be replaced. And because the things that she did, she stood on it. She wouldn't buck dance. She wouldn't maneuver. I'm going to tell you something that she did when she was going to retire. She asked me to get the Honorable Mr. Louis Farrakhan to come to get some words. It was a schedule conflict, but most of them Negroes couldn't be seen with Mr. Farrakhan. Yeah. Show you what type of person she was, but it was nothing we was doing. When I started the Thai Youth Group with you helped us start the youth group. Everything that the Thai Youth School was doing, she was about, because she loved youth.
And Bertha Gilkey.
And please.
Bertha Gilkey was right there with them, too. Right there with them, too. And I know Ollie was all broken up and still is, but did she share some things, some memories?
Did. So what I like to do is, because we got to go to a break. I think they just gave us the sign that we got to go.
All right. You're listening to the Freeman Bosley Jr. Show on KTZ 1600 AM. Hallelujah! Yeah. Keep it on lock. Quit playing! Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah!
So that's our first break. We still live.
We still live.
That's kind of how we flow. We just flow around here. And we're honored, brothers and sisters. You're live. You're with one of the most outstanding young ladies in the community.
Lieutenant!
And what he's saying, she's a lieutenant of the police department, but I can tell you one thing. She's not going to play that dumb stuff. They can be trying. I tell you one thing. They never wanted to promote her. I can tell you that. They never wanted to promote her because she wasn't Millie Mouth Mary Bonds, which and she wouldn't. Whatever she seen, they're gonna know it. And she stand up to her chief. She don't care who they is. If you're wrong, you're wrong. And what I love about her, brothers and sisters that are listening, she says she can't stand to be around a black man this week. She can't stand that. She said she can stand a whole lot of things. I won't tell you why I was in the room what she said to one of them. I just want, because I'm not gonna do it like that. That's why she's smiling like that.
She was something else, man. Yeah. I can remember when she first got on the department, because she's good friends with my sister, Pam.
Oh, wow.
And Pam was telling me, Cheryl, you ready to get on the police department? I said, what? She said, yeah, Cheryl, you ready to get on the police department, man. And she got on, and right away, got took to it like a duck to water. That's how she was handling it, and just grew and rose up through the ranks, and then I asked for her to be on the security detail, and the Sergeant Wilder pulled her on in, and she was the first African American female, probably the first woman, period, on a mayor's security detail.
That was beautiful.
Cheryl Orange, huh? Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah, she did the dance. She did the dance, and we kept late hours. I mean,
yes,
they picked me up at 7:30 in the morning. We'd fool around and be rolling. They would surely have to swap out 2 officers before we was through. By 6, 7 o'clock, it was a couple more swapped out. Then we go to sometime 10, 11 o'clock at night, because we go around and visit all the different clubs and the bars and trying to get out information to the people we wouldn't normally be running into. We did that.
That's beautiful.
Look at it.
Beautiful.
You got something to say?
You ready for us to come back, Brother Kevin Kev? Okay.
Yeah,
Brothers
Lord.
and sisters, we're going to go back live in probably about less than 1 minute. So let's get ready. And right now we're doing an honor for the sister
Betty Thompson.
So
Betty Thompson, that's right. Welcome back, St. Louis. You're listening to the Freeman Bosley Jr. Show on KTZ 1600. Hallelujah! AM. We are talking about it. It's a sad moment, but it's also joyful, because Betty Thompson, she was the truth.
Yeah, she's
and when we talk about it, I can't help but be smiling, man.
You're
Because
right.
all of the things that she accomplished, and not only that, but inspiration to us. You know what I'm saying? She inspired us.
Yeah. Well, she inspired anybody. When she started talking,
Oh, God.
I don't care who you
You
were.
can feel it.
Oh, you gonna feel, and then she gonna close out. You gotta wake up.
Wake up.
I gotta try
Get
to
up.
Get up. You gotta
That's
stand up.
stand up.
You better vote up.
Vote
and
up.
If you don't do that, you just need to shut up.
Shut up. That's right. I'm
She
telling
gonna-
you.
hey, she branded that, Mary
man.
Bobby.
She said, you was talking about the kids. She said, they got riding around there on 10-speed bikes with 1-speed brakes. She was just she was a pistol. She was a pistol. And actively, before she became a state rep now, she was actively involved in all our campaigns.
Oh, ain't no secret.
All our campaigns, my circuit clerk race, my mayor's race, Paula Carter state rep race, Paula Carter Senate race, worked with Mike McMillan. She worked with everybody.
And when she endorsed you, that means you was in.
Oh,
and when she came at you, you had a problem.
That's right. And would get up. She was one of those people that not only it is what you call, there's an endorsement, but then there's also called what you call a working endorsement.
Yes, sir.
Betty always gave a working
ain't no secret.
endorsement. She not only would endorse you, but she'd be working for you.
Yes.
Some of them just I'm with him. But other than that, they on something else. But Betty was right there.
Yeah. Well, her and Miss Ollie and like you say, Sister
Paula Carter,
they all
Bertha Gilkey.
Most of them traveled together.
Yeah,
they
they
went
did.
all so many places, but other countries. Lieutenant, when I tell you they was in and out of countries, and they always represented us here in America, but especially St. Louis. They really put St. Louis on the map. They would be flat foot, toe to toe, standing up for us and fighting for us. And we really don't understand. I believe the magnitude of what we done lost. Because they're irreplaceable. None of them can be replaced. And the mere fact this week we've lost 2 giants like this, or in the last couple of weeks, is something in our hearts are hurting. I know I was when I heard about it. I hit you and you hit me and we talked, and I felt like crying. And I'm not really what you call a crybaby, but when you lose a mother, and she was a mother to all of us. She would be there. She would be caring. And I remember when she got the award from Mike Brown and them, and brother Reverend Al Sharpton came in.
Oh, God, yeah.
Man, Al Sharpton knew her, so he knew her phone number. They knew each other's phone number. And, when you just see people on that level, the way that they received her, and, in Jefferson City, how she moved things, but she was talking about of all the awards she got, what this one felt like, because she said she talked about how she had lost a son, too, and how her son was shot and killed, and how, working with this crime and to keep the thing out in the forefront was so important to her, and what that meant to her. And I want to say she's going to be lost. She's the mere fact that she's not here, we're feeling the impact, but I really don't believe we're going to feel the impact for a while, just her absence. Just when she walked into a room, you knew she was in the room. And then one of the last things I think she was in with the swearing in. That's one of the last, really, I think, places that she was at to swear in. But she was on her way before she had a situation that happened before she was hospitalized. Mr. Ollie Stewart said that she was doing something at the Southside Wellness Center, and she had called that morning and said she was coming. That was the main thing that she wanted to do because they had really kind of, everything is opened back up the way it's supposed to be opened up. And they had just gave them a good sealed house of approval, saying that they could come on in. And that was the main thing, and that's when they took her to the hospital Tuesday. And she didn't want to go.
She talked to her Monday?
No, she talked to her Tuesday morning, and the event was going to be Tuesday around 10 o'clock or something, and she told her she was coming. The bottom line just
and they talked, and then they took her to the hospital that Tuesday, same day?
That same day. And she told them, I can't go to the hospital because I got to go there with Miss Olive.
Right.
You know, that's how close all of them were, you know.
Mike McMillan of the Urban League, he's the chairman, he's the executive director of the Urban League. He remembers Betty, and he had this to say. The Urban League joins the entire region in expressing our deepest condolences upon the passing of Betty Thompson. She was an iconic servant of the black community, the St. Louis region, and the state of Missouri. She dedicated her life to giving back, helping others, and making a difference. She had the same personality and demeanor with everyone, regardless of their station in life. There will never be another Betty Thompson.
Period.
May her life and legacy always be a reminder to us of what we all can do to the best version of ourselves. I mean, she would, and that's what she was about. She was about inspiring and motivating people to go on and do.
She did that. And she did that.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I could think about, too, some of the things that a lot of people don't know. She was on the radio for years.
Oh, okay.
And anytime that I was doing anything under your administration, and, you know, we was doing that street patrol like it was going out of style, and going over there with 5-4 and all that. She knew more about 5-4 than them, and she would be calling them down. Is Pookie coming with you? Is this person coming with you? You know? And we would go over there to East St. Louis, go on the radio show, and she would always push. All she says, tell me what y'all doing.
Right.
Because I want to help you.
That's right.
She really believed in that, you know. So we want to give her information out too when you get a minute.
And I'll tell you somebody else who she latched on to. Mavis Thompson.
She sure did.
No relations, but she latched on to Mavis, and
no
I mean, she poured a wealth of information and knowledge into Mavis Thompson. I mean, it's just it's almost like she recognized Mavis as a personal a point of personal privilege to help Mavis.
But that's what she was about. Yeah. She would help all of us. Whether you was in a powerful position, when she got through with you, you were going to be in a powerful position. And she didn't care if you were homeless. She didn't care if you was the president. She didn't care if you was a governor. Whatever you was, she was going to be Sister Betty Thompson with you. There. And if my sister, you sitting here, you got to help us. You can't just sit there and look. I mean, you're looking good now, but that ain't what you're here for. You're here to talk and to help us, and you're a co-host today, I guess I should say.
All right.
You like for that mic for
me? You wish for me to read
Please,
the services?
I know you're a lieutenant, you know. So yes, ma'am.
She used to give an order, so she's come in here trying to be all nice and diplomatic. She's telling folks what to do. Get over here. Go do that. Go ahead, Miss Cheryl.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, for the services of our beloved Betty L. Thompson, the visitation would be Friday, July 23rd, 2021, 2 p.m. to 9 p.m. at Park Baptist Church. It's located at 825 Graham Road, Florissant, Missouri, with a zip of 63033. Her funeral services will be held on Saturday, July 24th, 2021, 9 a.m. at Sumner High School Auditorium. That's 4248 College Avenue, St. Louis, Missouri, 63113. And I want to make sure you understood me to say Cottage Avenue, 4248 Cottage Avenue. The interment will be at St. Peter's Cemetery directly following the service, and that is located at 2101 Lucas and Hunt, St. Louis, Missouri 63121.
And they're gonna leave Sumner High School. Miss Ollie said they're gonna have signs saying justice for Betty Thompson. So say for instance, if it's gonna be Mary Bosley, it would be Mary Bosley saying justice for Betty Thompson. If it's gonna be St. Louis Police Department, it would say if it's gonna be Child Youth Group. And I think that means something in itself. But to go from Sumner High School all the way to St. Peter's, that's gonna be deep. The mere fact that she's having this Sumner tell you what she's about. Sumner High School. That speaks volumes. That's one of the most historical schools there is around there. But the mere fact is that, so she was so tied into the community. It's really words. And I mean, we don't really have ample amount of words to really even describe that, Mary.
I'm telling you, I just, it's an emptiness. Yeah. It's definitely an emptiness because she will be truly missed. And I just can see her coming up into the headquarters, grabbing up signs, giving people words of encouragement and motivating. I mean, she was a motivator, you know what I'm saying? And she was just
I'm looking at this beautiful picture of her here, brothers and sisters, and I know they're going to focus in on that.
Can they zero in and get that in there?
That is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful picture.
Yeah.
If I was 81 years old, one of the most beautiful mothers you want to run into, but she was married for 62 years.
Yeah. Jack.
62, Brother Jack. Hey, married 62 years.
Yeah.
That's not that's a lot of ups and downs and that, And that speaks volumes in itself there. And then the mere fact, she was a good mother to her children, and she loved her family.
Oh, that's all.
And she loved people, and then she loved us, because most of us, including myself, always looked at her and called her, my mother. Yeah. When something went wrong and somebody wasn't doing something right, and even in that family, I lost my way. I pick up the phone, hey, Mama, I need to holler at you about something, And she was going to make it right, So
Betty Thompson.
Sister Betty Thompson, man. So.
Betty Thompson she was the truth, I just can't help but continue to say that, but that's what she meant to a lot of people.
And I can remember it seemed like that building on Grand, what was that, Grand and Kasu, where we had that building that, where all those signs, we had more signs.
Oh, that was the old A&P. That was old A&P. That was a grocery store.
I can remember her coming there getting them signs. Man, we had so many signs up in there. Matter of fact, we was producing them in there.
That's right. That's my father. My daddy was in there cranking them signs out, man, and be up there late at night.
Ain't no secret,
I mean, 10 o'clock, that's what time we go to work. Right. 10 o'clock at night, we go to work. That's sign duty.
Yeah.
Sign duty, and we would work till people start leaving. That's what Pop would do. That's the way we came up. Always on the grind. Yeah. You hear what I'm saying? Always on the grind. So I wanted to say a little something about, they have basically said that Missouri is in the lead with regard to the new infection rates, and they don't want to hear it. I know y'all don't want to hear it either.
No.
Huh?
No.
But St. Louis has the lowest vaccination rates in the region. And I'm going to tell you where they are, too.
Why you look over at me, man?
Yeah, well, because we live there.
Okay.
The zip codes of the lowest vaccination rates in the region. Tell me where you live. 63106, 63103, 63120. Here we come closer to home now. 63115, that's Whittier and Ashland.
Yeah.
63107, that's Grand and Natural Bridge. Smack dab in the middle of it.
Yeah, it's in the hood. That's straight in the hood.
Mike Love.
Yeah.
Smack dab in the middle of it.
Woodrow Jones.
Yeah, Whittier. Yeah, and so now I'm saying that because you conspiracy theorists. Okay. I know you're out there.
Sitting right here with you.
Telling me ain't no way in the world you going to get a damn shot.
Sir.
I wish I could hold them down and give them that damn injection. But it's your choice.
Yes, sir.
It's your choice. I just so want you to be healthy so bad. And see what I can do. I have a tendency to look past the individual. I'm thinking about your family, your mama that you love so much, who you always talking about how she cooks and everything, your kids, who You always want to talk about what it is that they doing or what you doing for them or what you all going to do together. Your other circle of friends. I mean, it's bigger than you. It's bigger than you. That's what's up. Yeah, it's bigger than you. So let us think about all of those things. I got one winner, though. It was a young man up at the Zodiac. I talked him into getting a shot.
Did you talk
to
him?
I got a victory.
Okay.
I got a victory. I got him. Yes, I did. Okay. I converted him.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. I stayed on him, though, like James Clark stayed on me.
Okay.
Yeah, we converted him. You know, and now here's one for the fellas, though.
What did you say, man?
I just kept on telling about his family, talking about his mama, his people that he loved, and zeroed in on him with that woman that he lived with and her little boy. You know, just laid on his conscience. I took it. I didn't put it. I moved away from him and got to the people next to him.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's when I was like fishing. You just gradually.
That's what you love.
Yeah, I know how to fish. Yeah. Just gradually reeling him on in. Every day I just work on just a little bit. I wouldn't hard sell. It wasn't a hard sell. I just tap on him a little bit, and then it took me about a week. He came on in.
I wish I could have caught him first.
He
Interesting how some of the healthcare workers are electing to decline the vaccination. However, their jobs are on the line.
Yeah.
These hospitals are saying, you know what, either get vaccinated or we have to let you go.
Yeah.
So there are some out there where some nurses have been on jobs 7 years, 12 years, have elected to leave their positions because they truly stood against the vaccination.
That don't make no damn sense.
Well, Mr. Farrakhan is saying something totally different.
Yeah,
Mr. Farrakhan is talking about this so much, it's pathetic. He's really showing, and he's got people around the world that's joining in with him on this.
Okay.
You know, so I mean, we're not going to debate, but I'm just telling you, it's a whole lot of story
I know
with
it's
me.
other side.
We're not.
Well, here's something that Farrakhan. No, I'm gonna play it. But here's something that.
Come on, I'm listening.
Here's something that the men, fellas, you need to get on this now, huh?
Okay, that might be something.
COVID-19 and lasting erectile dysfunction. Here's what we know.
When they had that problem before COVID came in,
well, now you can hide under COVID. Yo, baby, you know I had this damn COVID. It done messed me up. I just can't get. I'm just not right. I ain't myself right now.
When they need to be walking in the park somewhere, there's certain things they could be doing to get themselves together.
I just can't. I just not tonight, baby. You're right. No, it's hyper. Yeah. Okay. Well, baby, you know I got hypertension and COVID. You know, there's combination, a 1-2 punch combination. You know, it says erectile dysfunction could be a symptom of long COVID. That means after you got the COVID, it's a ramification of being sick.
Yes, sir.
An array of symptoms can last months after the initial coronavirus infection.
Boy, they sure got a way to scare you, don't
they? Man, I know that scared a lot of folks. Huh?
That's what they do.
That scared a lot of people, and it's getting traction. It's getting traction. Yeah,
so women taking them now.
Listen to him. You better get him. You better get him, baby. Get him and take him on in. It says there is a plausible relationship between COVID-19 and erectile dysfunction. And so they say this is even more of a reason for you to go get vaccinated.
Yeah,
so now, if you don't want to lose it,
you better use it.
You worry about everything else, but this gets you where, you know, at night.
Yeah, you got problems.
Huh?
That could be a problem for a man.
Yeah, so ladies, you better get on your man. Yeah. Let him know this is nothing to be played with here. There is a connection between COVID-19 and erectile dysfunction.
That they say.
Yeah. Allegedly.
So, Mary, I want to do something while our sister's sitting here, too, because I want to just hit on the police just a little bit. I don't want to not.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you all for tuning in.
Yeah.
It's the Freeman Bosley Jr. Show.
Listen to that.
I can't. I can't fit. Keep it on. What we need to do then?
She said it's a hard stop. It's a hard stop. Yeah.
Keep it
right
on.
on the end of erectile dysfunction.
Yeah. Keep it on lock.
Quit playing.
Quit playing. That was good. I didn't even turn around and look. You got to signal me if they showing the time. I'm looking at you, and
I saw it, and then I got into this COVID relationship.
Okay, well, that's good.
And I got lost.
And brothers and sisters, we like to too give you something else. You know, we always rolling together, but a lot of times there's some things we need to say. So, you know, we keep it real around here. We don't sit and faking and joking and play like something ain't right when it ain't right. So, we want to talk about our sister lieutenant now and talk about the chokeholds and some of the things that she's seeing on the police department. There's a big article on her in the New York Times, and you don't hit New York Times unless you big time. When you hit New York Times, you're not in the National League. You're in the Major League. What is they call when you're in the top baseball players? Is that the Major League?
The Hall of Fame.
Look at she done took it to something else. We got a Hall of Famer here, you know, so we thank Allah for that. Yeah, hey. Well, hey, you may
No,
be that
ma'am.
well, hey, yeah, we
But
talk
I
about.
can roll on some wood.
Ah!
Hey, wait, you know
What
something?
is that? Oh, okay. What?
That's all for my skaters out there.
Oh,
Better
oh,
still,
okay.
my rollers. That's
Oh,
how we
okay.
know.
I heard you are bad to the bone, sister. My daughter tell me about you. She said you can get down.
Yeah, my little sister can roll.
My daughter can roll.
Yeah, she can roll.
Yeah, they tell me both of y'all
Yes,
can roll.
yeah,
And Tiny be out there rolling too.
she can too.
Okay.
Them my babies. Oh yeah, absolutely. They know me as the first lady.
Okay. Is that what they call you?
That's what they call
What?
me, the first lady.
You got that honor?
I have that
And she
honor.
looks so young, Mary. She looks so young. You really do. Sister, I don't know. I never would ask you, but you really look young.
Well, thank you very much.
Keep yourself. Hey, if you ain't eating nothing but a cantaloupe or something like that so far today, no wonder you look so young.
So,
Came in the building, I said, look at you looking like new money.
Yeah.
well, thank you very much, Sister Felicia.
We're proud of.
But the answer is water. You know, our
Yes.
people sometimes just don't drink enough water.
That's me. I got my
You
hand
get
up.
it, yep.
I'm
you,
guilty.
You
That water is very
got to
important.
drink your water
Plenty of water.
because it purifies.
Plenty of water.
Yes, absolutely.
You gonna give us
got
a
to
signal,
get it.
Brother Kevin Kev?
So we going into this next segment? Is that
Yeah,
correct?
yeah.
We're coming in.
I just wanna thank you for tuning in to the Freeman Bosley Junior Show. We are streaming live via YouTube. And what else, Brother Kevin Kip? YouTube and Facebook. All right, so make sure that you have, you go through our YouTube page, you subscribe, you follow us. Make sure that you like us here on this Facebook page. Make sure you invite others to join in and tag and follow and share.
You're saying it too fast. You can't just do it like that. You got to say you got to like it. You got to share it. You got to tag it and follow it.
And follow it.
You ain't doing the way Mary Bosley do.
You know, can't nobody do it the way I do it. Nobody do it the way Mary
We have big fun.
I'm trying to tell you, you did.
Y'all
You
do.
We have fun
slid
right
it over there on you too, didn't
Absolutely.
you? Like it, share it, tag it, follow it. Like it, share it, tag it, follow it.
Like it, share it, tag it, follow it.
That's it. That's it.
lady.
All right, we coming back.
We're going to come back, y'all.
Yeah. All right, let's get it in. Let's get it in. We're gonna get in. No, you
No,
don't
no,
cover
we're
your
gonna do
stuff.
it.
Go ahead. Let's do it.
Coming up on a 20-minute segment.
Yeah.
Back to the Freeman Bosley Junior Show.
Yeah. All right, welcome back, St. Louis. You're listening to the Freeman Bosley Jr. Show on KATZ 1600. Hallelujah! AM. We've been talking about Betty Thompson, sharing with that. Talked a little bit about the young
COVID.
girl,
Yes.
12 years old. Man,
Aaliyah Carter.
that hurts my heart to know what happened with that baby.
Aaliyah Carter.
And Miss Aaliyah Carter. And, of course, talked about the effects of COVID, some of the lasting effects, some of the long-term conditions that you might find yourself in. And maybe we can revisit that later. But right now we want to turn it over to Brother Shaheed and let him introduce the guests.
Thank you so much, Honorable Mayor Bosley. Somebody that you know and I love, and we would love very, very, very much, Lieutenant Cheryl Orange with the St. Louis Police Department. And she stood up in this police department like nobody. Her and Sister Sergeant Heather Teller. And Sister, who else was it there? Y'all was about 3 or 4 y'all. Sergeant Love, and who else was it? Sergeant.
Yeah, both Sergeant Loves, the
Celeste
husband and the wife. Celestine Humphrey.
Yeah, I mean,
Yes.
they when I tell you, they made a difference in this
husband.
police department. And she's talking about, one of the things I want to ask you kind of like about police reform, kind of help us. They came up with some kind of new chokehold or somehow. There's a certain way you can choke. You can't choke them all the way, all that old kind of
Just
stuff.
a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit. Help us, from your point of view and, to understand what they're talking about. I don't understand none of that about choking somebody a little teeny weeny bit and all that old foolishness.
There's no such thing.
Thank you.
That's what I thought.
Thank you.
Either you choking them or you're not
Or you're
choking
not.
them.
That's right.
And
Either you're killing them or you're not killing them.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I thought I was just slow and I couldn't figure it out.
No.
Yeah.
And the new law in which Governor Parson just signed was relative to the no chokeholds, meaning you can't choke someone unless your life depends on it or somebody else's life depends on it.
Well, now you know what that means.
Yeah, they
How
gonna start
about,
doing it.
You know that catch-all phrase that police have, feared for my life.
Just came right back.
Officer safety. What
Came
about
right
them
back.
two?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, the thing of it is, you got to look at it. You got to investigate.
Every
you got to
case,
think
right.
and see. And each one is a case by case.
Right,
You know
that's
that
right,
even as
right.
an attorney, you look at things case by case. But the thing of it is that we, the Ethical Society of Police, we are an organization of officers
Yes.
that is going to stand for accountability.
Ain't no
Are you
secret.
the new president?
No, I'm not. No, we got Sergeant Donnell Walters, but yes, but our thing is that we talk the talk and we walk the
I'll
walk.
bear witness.
And
I bear
if
witness.
you right, we will stand with you,
Yeah.
and if you're wrong, we're gonna stand against
I
you.
done seen that.
Yeah, see,
I've
that's
seen
the
that.
difference.
Yeah.
You know, we got to do it because the community expects more
Yes.
from us.
Yes.
You know, we took an oath
Yes.
saying that we basically gonna serve and protect. And you can't do that and do what Derek Chauvin did and tell me you serving and protecting somebody.
You're right.
You know, what you absolutely did was kill the man on national TV. And we thank God for that young lady who stood up and
Yes.
had the courage
Yes.
to videotape that action because she changed the whole trajectory of that situation when she did that. Because it was just murder. I said it. I said it out there when I was on
She
with
sure
the
did.
New York Times. I
She
said
sure
it
did.
was murder. Everybody else knew it was murder. You just have to speak the truth. You got. It's just like Betty Thompson. What did she do? She stood in her truth.
That's right.
And what did she do for other young ladies that's following
That's
her
right.
pathway?
Stand on it.
Stand in your truth. And that's what we do at the Ethical Society of Police. We are a group of officers that we are officers against police brutality.
Well,
Hey.
let me tell you why that's so heavy. Because the Fraternal Order Police and Merritt Bosley go back farther than me. I've never seen them come out and never, like you said, we stand with you when you're right, and when you're wrong, we stand against you. They don't care if you're wrong. They're going to stand with you, and they're going to put their money behind. They're going to put their money where their mouth is. They don't care if they need $1 million to come on up with it, and they're going to stand. They're gonna never going to. The mere fact that y'all would stand up and say somebody is wrong, every time you're not going to be right.
Absolutely.
And if you're
Yeah.
wrong, they will not do that, and that's what makes y'all so. And that's why it's 2 police unions.
Absolutely.
You know, and can you address that too? Help us understand why is it 2 police unions anyway?
Yes, because when
I'm always slow, Mary Bob. I can't never figure stuff out.
Well, when Ethical started, that's the reason why they started, because it was important for the group of men. They were known, the starters of the organization was known as the Doom 15. There was a group of 15 men that stood up and police officers that stood up and say that we are not going to take this treatment anymore. We don't like how you're talking to us. We don't like what you're doing to us. We don't like all this difference in the promotional process, all the racism. You got to still go back to that, the racism. Now, Brother Shaheed, I remember when you would come down to the board meetings, you and your other counterpart, and you had them nooses. I remember, and that's when I first found out. I say, who is this black man walking around here with a noose?
Yeah.
And what is he talking about? And they say, oh, yeah, that's Brother Shaheed. He going to put it down. So I remember that when I was a young officer on that you would come down there to those board meetings and you would demand that the police department, you know, and those people that was up there, those police commissioners, you wanted them to hear you and the need that was needed out here in our community. So, hey, other people was listening to you when you was doing it. And those other peoples was us officers officers that see that it's important to stand for what is right and not what's wrong. And that's what we do.
They called 15. You said it was 15.
It was at 15. The original guys who started, police officers started the organization. They was known as the Doom 15, because they were the men that would actually went out there and say, "We're gonna do something different." Yes, ma'am. What's up, Sister Felicia?
The Army veteran that was gunned down in his home over a no-knock warrant. This was back in 2017.
Yes, ma'am.
Where does the Ethical Society, where do you all stand with that? Or is there, I know that we're hoping to get policy to change these no-knock warrants that's leaving a lot of people, injured or dead.
Yes, and for me, I don't know all the information regarding that particular case because it was like 3 or 4 years ago. But what we are doing is we are definitely looking into it, checking out the facts, seeing what happened, and see how we can weigh in on it and know what to do. Now, our president was a part of the division that I think that was the SWAT team that actually went in, and he will have more knowledge about how they operate, what they did. So without actually knowing the facts of it, I can't really speak of it, but I can tell you this, Sister Felicia, if we find out through the investigation that it was something that was not done properly or was wrong, again, the Ethical Society of Police will stand against those officers that did it. Now, if we find out that they did something right, we'll say that as well, because we know that when we go out here and we do our job as police officers, that we have a lot of good officers that are really trying to do the right thing. It's a lot of us out there. It's just a percentage of them that, hey, decide to do something that is different than what we would normally do.
So you all do have the power and the voice to say, we think these policies should be changed, and maybe pursue that.
Well, one thing we can do, we can definitely give our opinion about it.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. If we see something that we say, hey, this ain't right, what we going to do about it? We can bring that to the heads and say, hey, this is incorrect. We don't like it. What we can do about it, we can definitely voice our opinion on it.
That's what y'all did in St. Louis County with their chief of police out
Absolutely.
there. And took that confident vote out there on her. Y'all did that, and y'all was out there in force, and I really respected that. I really did.
We want our community to know that there are police officers that on this department that you can trust. And you can definitely, if you got an issue or concern, call us. Call the Ethical Society of Police. I give you an incident that a young man called our office, and he was involved in an accident. And he said that the police report was incorrect. He said, this is not my statement. This is not what I said. Wow. And what could you do about it? I did something about it. I contacted that division and where the accident happened. And then I put him in touch with the sergeant there. I say, the young man said, this is not his statement. He can't change anybody else's statement. But he wanted to make sure his statement was correct. And so he met him there at the station, and then they did a supplemental report. So sometimes it's not necessarily something so big, but some of the little things we can help them navigate through the system, because all he wanted to do was make sure that his statement was correct. So that's what we do. So if our community has an issue that they really need to talk to someone about, we have our administrative assistant, Kendra. She's there, Kendra Forrest, and our office is located at 4901 Delmore. Stop by. Leave us a mention.
What's the telephone number?
Now you got to ask me. You know everything is on in your phone. I get that for you within the next break.
Give me the address again.
4901 Delmore.
Dead on the corner of Euclid and Delmore.
Yep. Ethical Society of Police.
Yeah.
And we do a lot of things. Some people don't even know that we're really involved in our community. We work with pop bangers, the unhoused population. We do Pizza with a Cop in the schools. We have a program where we take people from our area, just from the city, and we train them and give them a little snippet of what it is to be a police officer and be a part of the academy process. We bring them in, we do the classes. We have actually real police officers that are teaching those classes, and we help you with the employment process. So if you're interested in being the real police, the real police, the trusted police, the good police, the ones that are out there really supporting their community. If you're interested in that, then contact us at the Ethical Society of Police.
Let's talk about that recruitment just a minute since you brought that up. In your view, what seems to be the problem getting black or African American and minorities accepted into the academy?
Well, one of the problem is that the people that are at the helm who are looking at the applications and dealing with the people that are coming in sometimes don't get it when we come and apply for the job. They will knock them out for things that is just crazy, and it's cultural. For instance, we had one young lady that came through our program, and then she had an in-home visit from the department. So they just wanted to come by, check out how things are. She comes to the door. She has on leggings and a top, and they said that she could not be a police officer
dressed inappropriately.
Absolutely,
at her home,
at her house.
See there.
Now, isn't that crazy?
It is very subjective.
Absolutely.
But then the other problem is who reviews that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Who reviewed that decision
you're right.
and said that was okay?
Yeah.
And that's where we, the Ethical Society of Police, is standing and said that, hey, we need eyes on those applications because we can tell you, hey, how many people you see out there every day, whether they black, white, or different nationality, that wears those pants?
Yeah.
How many people you see every time you look
men
around?
like those pants.
I mean, but you see, it's just a part of the
No,
wardrobe.
yeah, it's a part of the world.
Yeah, that they just
Part of the
have
world.
that. I mean, who
But she in her house.
Yeah, somebody at home.
Yeah,
She
Now,
at
they
home.
invited her down to the police
Then
department,
That'd be
and she
different.
comes sashaying down there
Yeah,
with
that's
a
different.
little tight stuff
That's
on.
all-
Then
that-
now, okay, now we know what
Yeah.
you do
Yeah.
when you're out in public.
But you
at
knock on
your
my door
house-
at my door and tell me about what I'm supposed to have on. But the problem is, like you said, it ain't the ones who did it. It's the one who looked at it and said it's okay that she don't
Yeah,
agree.
yeah,
with it.
it's
Yes.
other people. She wasn't even hired by the damn department.
Yeah, ain't
No.
that
I don't work for you.
Yeah.
I'm not working for you.
Yeah.
I put on whatever I want to put on. Now, once I get the job,
Right,
I
yeah.
can come into conformance.
But it just shows you how they don't want
But
us
they
there.
do judge you before you get the job.
yeah.
Yeah.
And the employers
And
are going to
why?
Facebook pages, your social media sites.
that's right.
They're doing so much. I mean, seriously, like a young lady wanted to, and I'm not gonna get deep, but she wanted to be interviewed on this show, and I went to her page and I scrolled down her page, and I was like, not yet. To myself, you know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna be honest, because her page was filled with stuff that people shouldn't be doing on Facebook. You know, she's rolling and twisting. She's tossing up her drink, and so if you want to come on to the Freeman
Kicking it.
Bosley Jr. show,
She's kicking
I'm
it.
just gonna tell you right now,
Kicking it
your
hard.
Facebook page should be reflective of someone that is going to stand out to the community. You can't be on twisting up saying you want to come on this show. You can't be at the club holding up your drink like, yeah, we in the club getting twisted. No, it's a certain standard. So if I'm saying that just to be on the Freeman Bosley Jr. show, if you're asking me to invite you on as a guest, you got to know that if I'm going to refer you to a job, it's because I know who you are outside of before you get that job. Because you're going to show up at the meeting in a pair of leggings, right? And there's just a certain standard that we have to have because the morale is going down.
Now, see here, the piece to that though, the Ethical Society should be part of
Yes.
the employment
That's it.
committee
Yes.
or the
Just took the
employment
words out of my
selection
mouth.
process, and at the same time a member who I don't even know, maybe it'll be a committee of the Ethical Society reviewing applications of the rejections.
Yes.
You hear what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
And
that
in
y'all can say,
addition-
hey, wait a minute, what's going on here?
Right.
Why are we not even including this lady because she had on leggings
That's
at her house?
Yeah, that's what Lieutenant talking
Yeah,
about.
that's kind of weird.
And there's other reasons why. Just imagine you're a young person, have your own car, and just say that you didn't pay your personal property
Yeah,
taxes.
they come up with all kind of stuff.
Now they would deny you because you haven't paid your personal property
Well,
tax.
ain't got no money.
Why? Exactly.
right.
But here's the thing. Why don't you just say, okay, here, you want to apply for this position. However, the city has a rule that you have to make sure that all outstanding taxes are paid. Why don't you give them 30 days to pay
Yes,
the taxes
yes.
and then
Or
say,
s-
come
or
back
set
and
up a
bring
payment plan.
Yes.
Make that
That's
a
what the state of Missouri
condition
does.
of the application process.
Says-
Yeah, exactly.
That's notice right there.
Yes,
That's
yeah.
notice. No outstanding taxes.
Taxes.
Now we understand why blacks not on there.
Right.
See, they telling the bottom line, this is just a new way that they do.
Well,
come
don't
up with
nobody
any
talk
expensive-
about the white girl and her leggings. Ain't nobody said nothing about
That's
the white
different.
boys who ain't
But
paid
that-
no
but
taxes.
that's different.
Right.
That's
because
different.
you know what? It's white people that are reviewing the applications. So
I
let's
know
put
that
it,
St.
let's
Louis
do
Public
something about that.
Schools-
Huh?
St. Louis Public Schools has a career and technical education department that is bringing that safety and law to our school, to Gateway STEM High School, to help our students who want to go into law enforcement, who want to go into law, have the opportunity to know what that look like. So they'll have like a dispatch call center there, and of course, when they come into our program, we talk to them about how you should dress when you're applying for a job, how what you should do. Those things that's going to help you. We call them the 21st century skills, and I believe Dr. McCoy called them hard skills because everybody can't obtain them. But I want to say this before we leave. Does the Ethical Society have a program where you are mentoring young people who want to go into law enforcement?
Yes, we do, and we do that through our recruitment program as well. So once they come in, and then we talk about all those different things, about how to get the job, but most importantly, how to keep the job.
Come on now.
That's right.
Wow, this
All right.
time go by so
It's time
fast.
for us to go to another break.
That quick?
Yes.
All
Well, we
right.
thank you.
Hey, we want you to like it, share it, tag it, follow it.
Like it,
share it, tag it, follow it.
Yeah,
It's the
she-
Freeman Bosley Jr. Show
Yes, sir.
on KTZ 1600. Hallelujah, AM. Keep it on lock. Quit playing.
Man. All right. Thank you.
Oh, that time just zoomed. You do
That's a
good.
great one. That's a great one. All right. So we have, thank you guys for tuning in.
we're
The Freeman
doing that
Bosley
all
Jr.
over.
Show. Do like it, tag it, like it, tag it, share it, follow it. Like it, tag it, share it, follow it. I got it. And make sure you go to our YouTube page, the Freeman Bosley Jr. YouTube page. We are there now, streaming live. Woohoo! Give it up. We have on this next segment, stick with us, don't go anywhere. We have Brother Dave Bradley is going to come in and speak about the day we set out to rescue young Aaliyah Carter. So stick with us, invite someone in.
Yeah,
We'll be back with you shortly.
Talk about it.
Yes.
Get on it.
So we're going to grab him now and bring him in. I think it's like 3 of them.
Oh, beautiful.
Thank you so much. You did awesome.
Oh, she's good. That's my
She did
sister
awesome
do.
natural.
Well, thank you.
Hey, she been around Mary Bother, so she just know how to flow too.
Honestly, right? You know, I was scared of this mic. Mayor Bosley and Brother Shahid just, you see how it's my friend now? I get up in the mic.
Don't we know? So she's spoiled.
Used to be, she was scared to even say something.
Sure
on air.
was.
Scared. You hear
She's
me?
spoiled.
Had one of the best voices in
Yeah.
town.
Oh,
Scared.
she can roll.
Yeah.
She can roll.
Tiptoeing
So brothers and sisters,
around.
just stick on there with us. You get a chance to hear it. We don't do anything stage. We keep it 100. We don't keep it 98 and 2. We keep it straight 100. You know, we say what we want to say. We free black men around here. And if it's something, and black, ooh, I like that. Look at, hey, you ain't allowed to leave you out. I love it. And that's important. We deal with everybody. But, you know, when I take a picture, I look at me first.
Yeah. Now, here's the thing, though. When you're making recommendations to the police department, how are they received when you talk about, well, we need to have somebody in here reviewing these applications of the people that you're rejecting? Or we need to know about the people that you're rejecting. Let us talk to them. Let us figure out what's going on. So that person, the chief, the police department now is run by by the city. No longer is it run by the state. So now you got direct involvement
Yes.
over who is, how many people are in the personnel department? How many in there? Do you know?
And that's one of the concerns is the personnel department. The director is Richard Franks, and I know in the past that Heather, when she was the president of Ethical as well, she went in and just tried to really talk and try to navigate some changes so we'll be able to get more representation of the minorities on the police department. Because, and when you look at our city, we're about what?
54, 55%.
I don't know if it's that high.
No,
It's
close.
close.
It's
Yeah,
close.
I think it's at least about
It's close.
49,
Yeah,
48.
it's close.
Yes.
It is close.
And we need more representation. Yes.
All right.
Okay.
Come on in,
Hey.
young man. Y'all come on in. You show us
Here.
what you want to do, Sister Secretary. How you want it done. She calls the shot.
Put another mic up here so we can have her sit here,
Okay.
and then I'll take,
Spot.
Okay.
Okay.
You come with it. Did you feel okay? Do it. Just cover your thing.
I'm good.
You know your fellow love you. You know your fellow love you. Anything you want, you know you got that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Leave this here with me. I got it. Oh, boy, heavy, man.
Got that money in there, that payola?
It's heavy. She walking away with the payola, y'all. We live, and I was trying to get some payola, but I wasn't able to get none of it. Yeah, I like that. No, you ain't got this. Yeah, you can go. But you can
18 and 20. I mean, 18 and 9. I'm sorry, 18 and 9.
We'll be here about another half an hour.
So we're gonna sit you here because there's another chair.
Tell them tell the judge I have to get you a chair to sit right over there, please. Yeah, you ain't got to- Hey, Your Honor, when you get a chance, Brother Danny. Oh, forget him. Thank y'all for coming in, young man. Thank y'all for coming on.
Okay, so this is a.
And you're coming in now, we're still live now until we get it on the radio, but we're 100% live, but it's okay, you're welcome. Who's this young man over here?
This is Lil Dave. It's my son.
Lil Dave? Okay, what's up, Lil Dave?
Hi,
Okay. How old are you, young man?
11.
Oh, I like that.
All right.
Yeah, I like that.
You dressed up like daddy.
Keeping your son right there with you.
Brother Shane, I'm gonna try to sit next to you, I guess.
Come on. Yeah, try.
And then put this down here.
Well, we're gonna have a real candid conversation
Is that
about
okay?
your involvement,
Want me to come down this way a little bit?
how
Put my
it is
balls.
that you come about, and what it is that you saw, and then some of the feedback about, I'm hearing stuff about police officers not wanting to get involved and help because of was it toxic issues there. I mean, if
I feel comfortable. I'm back. Look,
if anybody
you gotta
said
be-
anything to
early
you about
people.
that, you know, I'd like to know about that. This was a very tragic situation, and I'm really anxious to know how you got involved and whatever. But I want you to tell me on the air. Okay.
Boy, I'm more impressed by it. You got your son. I love to
Look
see
at
a
it.
son with his
Yeah, it's
father.
wrong. That's right.
I'm serious.
Yeah.
I love to see a father and his son.
Y'all, do you all fish? You know how you know how to fish? Right on.
you talking right.
Can you cast that rod? Huh? How far can you throw it?
Oh, wait.
Huh?
Look
Well,
at him. Look at
come
him.
on now.
All the way across the pond.
Oh, listen
like
to
that.
this.
He
All the way
confident, too.
across the pond. Huh? Where you like to catch? What you fish for? Catfish you like them? I went fishing yesterday. Caught about 5 catfish
This
about
what he
this
do.
big.
This what
Yeah,
you
really
talking
nice, yeah.
You really talking to somebody.
Where you put them on?
I gave them away. You know I won't take them damn fish home me because I'm not, ain't nobody there to clean them or nothing like that. So I give them to people that's gonna do some good with it. But yeah, but I like that fishing is get you off that concrete. Feet off the concrete was so hard and unforgiving. You get on that good earth, walking around, sitting back. Even if you don't catch nothing, that's the beauty about it. See, most people I don't want to go because this fishing we might not catch nothing. What if you don't?
This guy catches a fish every time we go.
Does he?
Every single time. Every
You
single
know, they call that you call that the luck. Yeah, he got the luck. In Spanish they say it's the suerte. Suerte. Tengo mucho suerte. See?
The only thing I'm gonna jump in and say, we're speaking as if it's Saturday morning. Okay, so he's gonna come back saying, "Welcome this morning," this, that, and other.
Yeah.
But Saturday morning we'll be on, but right now we're live, so people understand that we're taping. But I just wanted to make sure you're clear on that part. But go ahead, Murph, please.
Tengo mucho suerte.
What does that mean?
I have much luck. Yeah, that's what it is. Mucho suerte. Tango, I have.
Let's get ready. Let's get it.
You coming back?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Do you need Andrew to scoot in a little bit, or what do you guys, do you want a little more?
Yeah, we're good.
Felicia, I'm gonna kick it to you, and you introduce them.
Then we'll jump.
Okay, all right.
We put you to work around here.
Yeah.
Okay.
So just welcome back to the Freeman Bosley Jr.
Yeah. We ready? Let's do it. Okay, coming up to you there in 5, 4, 3, 2. All right. Tag a friend and bring him in. Tag a friend and bring him in. We need your help. We need your help. Yeah, we can't do it by ourselves. We need you to tag a friend and bring him in. We want you to share it, like it, tag it,
And
follow it. Share it, like it, tag it, follow it. That's the code. That is the code. And so welcome back, St. Louis. You're listening to the Freeman Bosley Jr. Show on KTZ 1600. Hallelujah. This morning. We got Sister Felicia here has been talking to us a little bit about young Aaliyah Carter, but she wants to, we've got some people, some guests here that may be able to give us a little more insight as to what happened.
Yes, absolutely. And so we all know that young Aaliyah Carter was the 12-year-old child that was body was recovered after she was taken away from a car accident that happened with her mom. Today we have with us the gentleman who actually, he and his nephew were the ones who was able to recover the body on that date. And so we have her brother Dave Bradley and his nephew Andrew. And also we have with us his Lil Dave is with us. Lil Dave is right here in the studio with us on this morning. And so before we get down and go and talk about that situation, I want to say that, first of all, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And we know that this is I went on your Facebook page and I saw this is something that you do. Because I saw the picture where Lil Dave took a picture of you running from a burning truck, where you had rescued a man from a burning truck. And your son captured that picture and said you was his superhero. You know? And I'm like, we have to have Lil Dave on the show with us, because he's been a part of who his dad is and what he represents. So thank you for that. And so now we want to talk about the day that, how did you get involved with young Aaliyah?
Speak right into that mic for me, my brother.
Saturday morning,
Right into that mic.
we woke up. We were on the way to the gym. Myself and Andrew, my nephew. We got a text from a group text from the football team that I'm coaching with, NTV Bad Boys 9U. We do a lot of work in the community. We feed the homeless and go out and help whenever we see these things on Facebook. So she put the screenshot of the post asking for help, and we just went down there on the way to the gym. And so once we pulled up, a lot of people was standing around. I went up to the officers and I believe cousin of the mother, and asked what happened. They told me what happened. As far as the accident, They got swept over the storm drainage, and they were able to get a couple of the kids out and another adult, and then the other young child got swept in. So I asked, was the search still active? They said yes, and I asked, what can I do? Where should we start? And the cousin told me that there was a creek on the other side of the airport that has not been searched yet. And so myself and Andrew, we went back to the car, and I told Andrew to look up the blueprints of the sewers in the city and county. We looked those up, and we matched it to Google Maps. We came out with a couple possible areas that looked like the water would come out, and so we started searching those areas. The first area, we saw that the water was moving the opposite direction, so we ended up going to the second area that we thought was a possible area. Once we got there, we saw on Facebook that someone claimed to have found the child at the airport. So before we even got out the car, we just went to the airport. Once we got to the airport, we saw on Facebook that was a false claim. So we immediately turned around and went right back to the spot that we had, parked there right before we left. We got out and we looked at each other. We kind of was just standing there, and I asked him, "Do you feel that?" And he said he did. And
Feel what?
My heart was buzzing. Just my chest, was buzzing. And we had
felt
searched
something.
Yeah, we searched a couple other sites before that, and it didn't feel that way. So I asked him, "Do you feel that?" He said, "I feel it." And I said, "She here." So we went down into so the creek is under like bridgeways or passageways. That's the only way you really can get over it. And it's about 15 feet down. It's just rocks and everything. So we climbed down there and just started walking the creek. And there were areas that, it's just all trees on both sides. And so we kind of had to walk in the creek.
Mm-hmm.
There came to a point where it was some type of ledge that we had to climb over. But he wasn't really able to get up it because it was a lot of mud. So he actually helped me up.
Boost you up.
He lifted me up, and then and I just kept walking. Probably about, we was walking for like 20 minutes down that creek. We were walking for a long time. And I looked down, I saw these translucent crawfish.
What?
Like in the puddle. I looked down and like they're swimming everywhere, and I'm like looking at it and look closer, and like you could see right through the shell. Like you could see their bone structure was see-through, And I'm like, just thinking like that's crazy. And we wanted to stop. Like I said, we was walking for like 20 minutes. Walking and walking. So when I saw that, it made me just, some said keep going. You know what I'm saying? Like, what else is out here? I walked about 10 more steps, and then and I saw her. And
where was she?
She was like on the side of the bank. I was on one side of the creek walking down, and she was on the other side, and she was
up on the rocks or still in the?
No, she was in the water.
On the rock, up on the rocks, and in the creek.
She was in the water, in the
creek.
In
the water, okay.
And stuck on like the side with like trees.
To that mic. I want everybody to hear you.
She was stuck in trees on the side.
She was stuck in the trees.
She was caught in trees, in the water. When I saw her, I yelled down to him. He yells down to. By this time, it's other people seeing us down in there, and they driving by, and so they pull over, and like they was trying to get down there, but it's really no way.
You had to go back to where you came in at. Huh?
Even where I came in at, you kind of like just let your momentum take you down and try not to fall. Like there's no way of getting down there, and so
you can hold your mic if you need to.
Okay.
Just want to make sure that our listening audience is picking up everything.
So. So he yells back, and like I said, I was on one side and she was on the other side, and how far down we were, nobody was coming down there. Like nobody was, it would have took forever. So I just, jumped in and walked across, grabbed her, and I put her over my shoulder and just walked down the creek. Mm-hmm.
What did it seem? Was it? I'm gonna ask you a couple of questions. Did it seem like was she stiff? Was rigor mortis setting in, or was she still kind of like? The longer, the more difficult and hard her body was, the longer she had been dead. But if she's still manipulative and stuff like that,
she was not.
She was not. She was hard. Okay.
And so I walked a long time. It was a long way that I walked, and then where the paramedics end up coming in, first responder. It was probably like 2 or 3 football fields from where I found her by the time I got close enough to where people were. We were walking forever before we found her. So like, and
So after you found her, how long, like, I'm sure you didn't have to walk that whole path back.
No, I walked in the middle of the creek. The path, it was no path. It was creek and then just trees and the trees were laying flat because the water was high and rushing. So everything like 10, 15 feet off the creek, up the bank is just rushed, going downstream. But it was hard to walk because everything was muddy and the trees was just catching, tripping.
So you carrying her?
I carried her, yes, sir. And it was easier to carry her in the creek, down the creek, and instead of.
What time did you get there?
I started at about 10
in the morning,
and I found her approximately at about 11. So I had to pick him up at 12. So I'm like, I got till 12. Originally we were going to the gym, so we said we would do this, and so
from 1:30 when she got washed away. And at 11, you found her. So that's like 9.5 hours. So
now I read on Facebook that the authorities told you to enter in at your own risk.
They were talking about it with other people.
Okay.
Nobody told you that.
No, actually. The tunnel that she went in originally, we wanted to walk that tunnel and see how far it went. But he was saying that it was dangerous down there.
Okay.
And then once
it
got
on the other end.
From where I found her.
Where you first met the people at.
No. Okay. This is the initial site
by the airport.
Right, where
they said it's a part of Coldwater Creek.
No.
Okay, talk to me to get us right.
The initial site where the accident happened, where she got sucked into the drain, that's where I met the people when I first got there. They told me that story that she got sucked in, and I asked, did anyone go down there, follow it, see where, and they said yes, they had remote control cars with cameras and stuff on it. They went as far as it goes, and then it comes to, at the end, it comes to a pipe that's about that big, probably just big enough for her to fit in it. And then nobody could fit, no grown person could fit in there. So
you think she went through that pipe?
She had to. That's the only way. You get sucked in there and you go down the pipe. Yeah. So I was asking, had anybody went in, and he was telling me, it's too dangerous, and it's stuff down there, you get caught, and then you don't know how long the pipe is, And I said, so if I found somebody that would go in, and they said, you can go in at your own risk. So they weren't, and then when they were talking about the creek, they told me about the creek. They did bring up the toxic and stuff, but, as far as them being scared to go where I was, that land was untouched. Nobody had searched over there. So I don't know. I'm not putting you know.
So we basically saying that you all on one side of the airport.
Right.
When you first
They were
get
McDonald
there.
Boulevard.
Let me finish this.
Okay.
You're on one side of the airport when you get there,
Right.
and your search started all the way on the other side of the airport.
No. My search started on that side.
Okay.
They had hundreds of people over there already,
Okay.
so I started to move around the airport,
Okay.
and I went up towards 270. We went around towards the
Lindbergh?
270 way.
Yeah.
And came down
That tunnel.
Lindbergh.
Mm-hmm.
Came down Lindbergh, and we ended up on the other side of on McDonald Boulevard. Then we went down McDonald, and then Boeing is on the left, and the airport is on the right. Down, and then there's train tracks right there. So the train tracks is pretty much where the creek is, right next to the train tracks, and then that's where
So that water carried her all that distance.
all the way down, all the way down. And when I drove over there, when we saw it, it's like yeah, like you could see, where the water is coming out at, and then it was a long way. She got carried a long way.
Yeah.
Long way, miles.
Thank you for sharing your perspective and what you experienced. Andrew, kind of jump in and tell us what did you feel and what did you experience and how did.
It was just crazy. But
Get back to the mic, yeah.
I said it was just crazy. I didn't really know we was finna go up there at first, but then they sent that to the text, and I don't know. I ain't really like seeing all that though. It was bad.
Nobody does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you for your part, because when I reached out to Dave, he said, I didn't have to bring my nephew in too because he was with me. It wasn't just me alone.
Mm-hmm.
And he couldn't have did it without you, because you had to give him that boost up for him to get to that area. So we say thank you, And on the behalf of the Freeman Bosley Jr. Show, we want to send our condolences out to the family and to the parents of young Aaliyah Carter. Now, I want to go back. Because when I spoke with you, you told me little Dave is 12 years old. Is that correct?
He'll be 12 on September 1st.
So he'll be 12 on September. And we know that Aaliyah had just turned 12. So this had to be, you carried this baby. This had to be emotionally something. You understand what I'm saying? She had just turned 12 just a couple of days before that.
It was. And that was the main reason why I wanted to go help, because of him. And that's really why I do most of the stuff that I do. Just whenever, hopefully, if he need help on my youngest and I'm not around, hopefully, we can get that
Paying
back.
it forward. Can you all do me a favor? Take that mic out and pass it to Lil Dave for me, because I want to speak with Lil Dave.
There you go.
Thank you so much. Okay, he got it. Daddy got him.
Got two of 'em.
Daddy got him, and Uncle got him. All right, Lil Dave, welcome to the Freeman Bosley Jr. Show. We are so excited to have you here. It's an honor for you to share the platform with us. I want to ask you a question. Your father, you snapped that picture of your father rescuing a man from a burning truck. What were you thinking? Like, what crossed your mind?
It was just like, because it was a big fire from the car. It looked like the car had just flew off the road. Like they had just gotten a huge accident. The car was on fire, and my dad, we were just on the way to football practice. So we just saw the car, and he just pulled over on the road and got out and helped. He didn't close the door, nothing. He just went.
Sprung in action.
Yeah.
And
I
you
was
snapped
scared.
the picture.
Yeah, because on the way back, he had got the man out the car, and it's just crazy.
What made you snap the picture? A picture tells 1,000 words. Is that right? What made you snap that picture?
You was proud of your daddy, wasn't you?
I was definitely proud.
Yeah, you was proud. To tell your dad how proud you was. And look at him.
I was really proud.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Yes.
That's beautiful.
So after this story here, rescuing the body of young Aaliyah, how does that make you feel about your father?
He's a real life superhero.
He is a real life superhero. When I read that your father said you was a superhero, he said, "I'll be a superhero." My son say I am. That's phenomenal. Thank you. Got 1 minute left.
Yeah.
All right. We're wrapping up here, guys. We thank you all for coming and joining us on the Freeman Bosley Jr. Show.
Very powerful testimony, very much needed assistance. And I would say that probably were not for you, they might still be looking for that little girl, you know. Yeah. So we want to thank you. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for agreeing to participate. All three of you. All right. Okay, we got to go to a break now. Man, that's something, man. Yes, you're listening to the Freeman Bosley Jr. Show on KTZ 1600 AM. Hallelujah. Keep it on lock. Quit playing.
All right now.
Right on.
Thank you all so much. We're still live, so anything you say, they can still hear you or whatever. Do me a favor, shout out that football team for our listening audience. Coach.
Shout out to NTB Bad Boys 9U. Okay. We out there scrimmaging East St. Louis Sharks right now. We right now number 3 in the nation, number one in the state. So
wait a minute, you say number 3 in the nation?
Yes, ma'am.
Number 1 in the state.
Yes, ma'am.
Is it by weight class or age?
9U, unlimited.
Yes, awesome. Did you have something you want to say?
Dave, you want to be the police, baby? We need.
They got to pay a little bit more than where they starting at, and we could talk.
Yeah. All right, man.
Yes, awesome. Awesome.
Thank you.
All right.
So when you found her, you saw her first from a distance.
I saw the top of her head. What's the first thing that I saw? Her braids.
Her braids.
Yeah.
And you knew then.
Instantly, yeah.
And then you had to go over there.
Which I didn't know how deep the water was, but I mean, nobody was coming back there. I mean, I look back, I can barely see him. Like, I'm yelling to the top of my lungs.
I got her, I see her.
I have him trailing a little further back before he had to lift me because my eyes not that good. So I'm like feeling it. So I'm just walking and he's trying to catch up. I'm like, just stay back a little bit, you know, and make sure you look a little better than I did because I'm kind of scared.
And so you had to kind of dig her out of the trees and pull her up out of there? She all mangled up in there?
No, I just grabbed her and she came right out.
Yeah, see it. If she was 9.5 hours between the time she got swept away and the time you found her, it's almost like she got there instantly.
Yeah, from there.
Yeah, and was dead.
That water, it was raining like hell.
Yeah.
I mean, it was
Because I had to pull over.
Yeah, it wasn't planned. I remember that.
It was hailing and raining.
And then actually it started raining like 15 minutes after first responders had got there. So and it rained hard too. So she made
It was a violent rain. Yeah. It was violent.
Yeah. It was.
Well, listen, we just want to say thank you. We're going to go into our last segment. We have a one segment left, but thank you. And you'll hear from us again, because.
And you got them, we're going to definitely reach out to them.
I appreciate
Got to come catch a couple of football games.
Yeah. Put you on fishing trips. Thank you, young man. Thank you. Where do y'all go?
Yo, man, let me check here.
We go to
Give me some.
Okay.
Come on, don't play me.
A lot of times.
Don't play me.
Out of Waterworks?
Do me. Don't do me.
I
like you, man.
Okay.
Sticking up
You
with
go
your
further
dad.
up past 270 back
Yeah,
up?
all
Okay.
up in there.
Columbia
Try to
Bottom.
get up in the Albany
Okay,
area.
right. You got that kind of equipment? Most people just have a little ride.
You got some heavy duty stuff? All right, okay.
He said we do this.
Appreciate that. Get your number on the secretary.
My glasses off.
Brothers and sisters, we're still live. We got one last segment to do, but we keep it real around here. Everything is real around. You're not leaving on your shirt.
No, I'm gonna try to see if there's a way we can help him.
Yeah, I like that. So, we on the last segment, and then we'll be closing it out. But this is real here. That was very touching. That wasn't nothing to play with. I don't know what to say. Thank you. I don't know what to say. just about like the little brother Andrew said, the nephew, that was, I try to shut my eyes and put my mind there, Brother Kevin Kev and Brother Danny, and try to see that, and that ain't no pretty sight, that age. And then to think about this brother and did something like this just recently, and God has put him here for some reason. I mean, that's pull somebody out of fire and then come back and do this too, and then sharp by saying, hey, let's get the diagram and let's do. I'm gonna be honest, that never ran across my mind, and I ain't trying to be smart. I'm just being, so that was a blessing in itself,
Yeah,
This is the real touching story.
man.
And when Secretary told me they were gonna bring him in, when she told me she could get him and bring him in,
Yeah.
I told her, hey, let's make that happen.
Yeah, that's real testimony, firsthand.
Yeah.
I hope that the people got some insight into what happened, because that's the first thing you start thinking. What happened, God? How did that happen? And stuff like that. And
Let's close this out. Check that door. Let's go close this on out.
And then then him finding the body. He didn't walk up on the body.
No.
He saw it from a distance.
Yeah.
And then had to walk over there.
That's
Can
deep.
you imagine that
Yes,
walk?
yeah. And then he said he didn't know how deep that water was. Everything now, and he by himself there, and he's saying his sight ain't as good. You got to think all kind of stuff is rolling around in your mind.
Yeah.
How we looking, Brother Kevin? Kevin, ready to come on back?
Come on, let's get it in.
So we're
man.
gonna wrap up. Brother, how you pass me my phone for me? So we're gonna wrap up.
Yeah. 9 minutes.
Unplug.
Did you all mention
Am I unplugging this?
Yes, no, just bring the whole thing. It is not plugged in the wall. Did you all mention because I know I stepped out for a minute, the 200 women that Mother Betty Thomas had awarded that day? Remember she did that award ceremony. I can't remember where she was, but she awarded 200. I had never seen that done in history. And I was like, now how is this going to play out? She had, of course, Tashara Jones was there, but she had the nurses. What are the nurses? The Homer G. Phillip nurses were out, and she honored them.
Yeah, you talk about that.
That was awesome.
I'm gonna jump in on that.
No, this was like a couple of years ago. It was like 2019, before the pandemic.
Let's close this on out.
We coming back now?
Did you all mention the Betty Thomas? I'm sorry, I'm just saying. They gave her a day, September the 22nd. It's already been wrote down. Governor Parsons signed the Betty Thomas Day.
Yeah,
you
that,
gotta mention this.
Her daughter, her granddaughter, somebody,
it was on
Angela Irby, put it on her Facebook page. Did we mention it? I know I stepped out. I missed a lot.
No, we didn't.
I'm sorry. I was trying to get him straight. Make sure.
You're gonna jump on there and say
Yes.
so. We do.
Can you come up with some information on that while he talks about this? And
Okay.
if you can get it, the
I got it.
details and talk about that, because that did happen, and they signed that bill today. Carla May told me about
Yes,
that.
sir.
Yeah. All right.
All right, Mayor, we're right here. Coming up in 5, 4, 3, 2.
Welcome back, St. Louis. You're listening to the Freeman Bosley Jr. Show on KTZ 1600. Hallelujah AM. We just had some real touching testimony.
This has been a deep show, Mary. I mean, we've had a lot of deep shows, Mary.
Yeah.
But this was really touching. When I say really touching, and
About Aaliyah Carter.
Yes.
it's rocked my little world too.
That was something else. Yeah, and again, our hearts go out to that family, to Mama and Daddy and whoever else was her loved ones, because we have no idea how this impacts people. You really don't. So we'll keep you posted and let you know about what else is going on with it when we find out some more information. But Bro Shaheed, we got some good news. We got somebody who won a spelling bee.
Another young 14-year-old African American, and plus she wants some money. How much does it say?
Wait,
How much does that say?
$50,000. Oh, that's a nice check. That's a nice check. That's more than your stimulus check, isn't it?
Yeah.
And your stamps.
But this is from a spelling. Man, why did you just go?
No, I'm just saying, if you're smart, you can win these type of things as opposed to waiting on the government to send you some damn money.
I only wish that we would have had a picture, a little beautiful little sister.
No pictures.
No, not this one. But it's okay, we'll get one. but they can look this up. You know, young is it Zyla? How you pronounce that?
Avant-garde.
Zaila. Okay.
Aila.
14 years old. I'm talking about a spelling bee, and it was how she did it. And I was just watching it on YouTube.
Oh, you
Facebook.
saw it?
I saw it.
Okay.
And it's very impressive, you know.
Was she standing there with the second runner-up, the first runner-up, or was how
She
was it?
knocked out at that.
Yeah.
That's small.
Okay.
potatoes, man.
Okay.
You
Well,
know,
I'm trying to say, but you know, there's a point before you win.
yeah.
That there's some activity. What was going on right before she won? Was she standing there by herself, or was she?
I think she was with somebody.
Okay, yeah.
You know, but the bottom line is she handled her business, and this is something for us to be. You know, this is really what we like pushing as young people. And when young people, when you talking about academics, and you talking about spelling and math, that's pretty serious.
Oh,
and then
absolutely.
To come on there and then to show off like to her mother, and her whole family has to be extremely
Okay.
proud of her. You know, to know they got a little young daughter like that, and no telling where she's gonna go. This might be a launching pad for her to go, you know, around the world and do all kind of things.
Yeah.
you know.
What was the word that she spelled that won it for?
I'm around here struggling because I act like I can't see, and I got glasses. So look.
She's in the Guinness Book of World Records.
It looks like Moriana.
Oh, so she's in the Guinness Book of
Mariah?
World Records?
The last word after hundreds of competitors failed to some of the dictionary's most colorful monsters was Mariah. Mariah. Or, yeah.
$50,000. I think I can spell that backwards. Hey, I'm gonna start practicing on Brother Kevin, you know. But I'm just want to say to us, you know, this show here means a lot because we can push things and push people and push them away, and really they do it their own self. Just the mere fact that she 14 years old. I don't think I was winning nothing 14 years
The
old.
first black American
Yeah.
to win the Scripps National Spelling Bee. That's a big deal.
That's a very big deal.
That's a big deal, particularly and won $50,000. Yeah.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah. Yeah, she said,
And so that's a flower. That word
now,
she
she
spelled.
said, now I get a nice trophy, which is the best part of any win, she said in an interview with Broadcast the Contest. She also won a $50,000 prize.
Oh.
That trophy gonna be something that she gonna have from now on. It probably might have been her first, but it won't be her last.
Yeah.
And she might have been inspired by Keela and the Bee. You remember that movie?
Yes, absolutely,
Yeah, she may have been
absolutely.
inspired.
And that is no
Yeah.
joke. You have to study, and people are drilling you. You got to have a
Yes.
I
coach.
never even thought about that.
You have a
Yeah.
coach,
She might
and
have been
Lawrence
inspired by
Fishburne
Flo.
was her coach,
Yes.
and he stayed on that butt. I mean,
Yeah.
he stayed on that butt, and they like almost 1,000 index cards of I know it's hundreds and hundreds of index cards with words and spelling and stuff. Now you know this spelling bee. Now this Scripps National Spelling Bee. This is not something you just wake up the night before and go on the damn program and walk away with some money. This is some intense training.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Intense training. I mean, they go on.
You studying, bro. And that
Absolutely.
that means a lot. That means her vocabulary ain't no joke.
And if you look at how the level of intensity that the parents put forth, you know, I mean, they are really drilling their kids. I mean, the young man that Akila beat out
Yes.
wanted her to win because his daddy was so much of a hellraiser. He was such
tyrant.
Right, that's right. He was a tyrant. He was a tyrant, and it was no longer fun for him. But you know, Akil and the others, they were having fun at it. But this boy's daddy was drilling him every day. But he was happy for her to win it.
And that's the spirit we're supposed to have too. We
Yeah.
really do. Secretary, I think it's something you're trying to jump in and tell us before we forget. I know we're on this here and we're proud of it, but I don't want you to forget what you was going to give us.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, so I noted that Mother Hazel Irby, it has been deemed that she will be officially, September the 22nd, will be officially called Hazel Irby Day in the state of Missouri.
Woo!
Yes, drum roll. And
We gotta
Governor,
get our special effects together. This was time for drum roll.
hold up, I got it.
Drum roll. Yeah, that we got it.
Woo!
Yeah.
Yes,
We'll make
signed
a
by
way where
Governor
there's
Mike
no way.
Parson. All right.
Go ahead and say it again.
Oh, I was going to say signed by Governor Mike Parson, Senate Bill number 72.
Who introduced it?
It doesn't say who introduced it. Look at me.
Mm-hmm.
But it does states that they wanted to thank all the wonderful legislators that came together to give Mom such an amazing honor. God is good.
Senate Bill number 72. Who introduced it? That's a good Google question. Who introduced Senate Bill number 72?
Google will answer that?
Huh? Yeah. Who introduced Senate Bill number 72?
Let's put that in.
That is something that we need to be leading out of here with, so
Okay.
that we will know that somebody, we want to give credit where credit is due.
Introduced.
Huh? Yeah.
Senate
When they looking that up, goes out again to civil rights leader Sister
72.
Betty Thompson, to her family. Our condolences again. In this last minute, we want to make sure that we get that out again. And our hearts are heavy now, but God is the best knower. And now it's time for us to understand, the legacy that she left, and now the things that we have to do. In this last 30 seconds, there's something we forget, Mr. Secretary, because I want to show it, like it, and share it. How's it go? Like it, share it. Why you keep looking at me all sideways? You're trying to get something started.
Yeah,
like
man.
it.
Like it, share it, tag it, follow it. Like it, share it, tag it, follow it. Like it, share it, tag it, follow it. Yeah.
Was there something else in the last 5 seconds?
It's the Freeman Bosley Jr. Show.
Oh,
Ha, Quit playing.
Quit
Quit playing.
beautiful.
Keep.
All right.
Good
So we'll come back with that next week, Mayor. Who introduced it? I didn't know you was gonna throw that at me.
Well, you got to be prepared.
You know I got. You know I gotta be
gotta be
right.
So we still live, y'all.
Hey guys, we're live.
Thank you for being patient with us. Thank you for being here with us. And thank you for letting us help